Alright, so this is going to be a review for the 12-inch polished Alehorn drinking horn, and that is Alehorn, like the drink horn. Couple of things right off the bat is, for me anyway, this is a purely novelty item. So, I mean, it's a luxury item, but it's a hell of a conversation piece, right? So, first couple of times I busted this thing out, you know, it was immediately like, oh, what the hell is that? Oh, that's cool, you know, drinking horn, da 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 da. So, it's excellent for that, but it's also functional. So Alehorn, a couple of days after I bought this, they sent me email instructions on how to care for it, and I'm assuming they do that with everybody, but anyway, follow those instructions well, and I think this drinking horn will serve you well. Number one, I'm not a beer expert, but I've got a friend that's sort of a beer expert, you know, and he had told me some things to kind of pay attention to when you're using a drinking horn. One is the fast pour. When it's full, it's not so much of a big deal. It's kind of sort of like a cup, but as it gets lower, it does tend to pour pretty quick, so just be aware of that. A couple of other things really quick is I got the polished version. I know they have one that's unpolished, I think. I'm not sure how that will affect your experience with this horn, but it did have an odor and did have a little bit of a taste when I first got it. This is the second or third time I've used it. I rinsed it out pretty well, followed their instructions. I had some bottle brushes and everything already standing by, so you know, I rinsed it out, and you know, that smell was still there a little bit. I think they recommend putting baby powder in it for a night or so to get rid of that. But I mean, it wasn't overwhelming to me, but I was a smoker for a long period of time, so that might have something to do with it. My only, I don't even know if it's a complaint, my only real issue with it is like right here, I've got a rough spot where it's not polished, and I think they even recommended putting like a nail hardener, you know, or a clear nail polish or something like that over it. Maybe it was something from shipping. It was very well boxed when it came in. I mean, it was wrapped up. I mean, the UPS guy could have thrown it and I don't think anything would have happened to it. It was very, very well protected when it came in. You may be able to find a similar item cheaper somewhere else, or a better item or whatever, but I am very content with what I got here. And again, my buddy, he's a craft beer guy, so I will say that this is the second time for sure I've drinking craft beer out of here. Hope that made sense. And I think this enhances the flavor of craft beer. I think it's the design, or I don't know if it's a design, but it's the, you know, when you're drinking it, when you get to a certain level, the air gets all the way down and then comes back, so it really mixes up those flavors and everything. And I mean, you can really taste and appreciate the flavor of the beer if you're into that type of thing. But I mean, I could see using this, you know, right now I'm using it around the house or whatever, it's fun. But you know, at a party, or you know, if you're going to like a festival or something like that or whatever, you know, I could see busting this thing out and using it then. Daily use, I don't know how durable it would be for a daily use, unless you know you were sure to put your beer in or whatever drink you're going to be drinking and then rinse it and clean it, you know, like that same evening, you know, then it might be somewhat suitable for daily use. But yeah, like I said, this is the third time I've used it and I haven't had any issues with it. It does work. It's no leaks. I didn't even know a stand was going to come with it, so I was impressed with that. Stand works well. I haven't had any issues with it. And other than the flavor, I mean, it's a great conversation piece. I mean, it makes the beer taste a little bit better, I think. It adds an element of, I don't know, fun to drinking beer. and I think you'll be pleased with it. So hey man, I hope this helped out, and maybe this will influence your decision to buy the Alehorn 12-inch drinking horn. Cool. Take care. Skål.